So one of the things that we want to do is just first off, welcome everybody to the podcast. This is the first episode that we've done. We're just kind of winging it at this point. First episode's not going to be very structured, not going to have a format to it. Eventually we'll get a format down, but right now it's just about seeing how we can work ideas out and express ourselves the way we do whenever we're in person and try to do it over this faux podcast studio thing that we just created in our home, where we went out, got a couple of lights, got a couple of DSLR cameras, 2 dynamic mics, and then literally just winging it and doing it with a recorder. So it is going to be interesting, and I'm excited to see whether or not we keep this consistent. So on that note, I'm Jean, and Lauren, go ahead and introduce yourself.
You already introduced me. I'm Sean's wife, Lauren, and we already talk way too much with each other. We've been together 11 years. Honest to God, sometimes I'm like, how did we just sit and talk for 3 hours on the couch about a topic we have talked about probably 30 times, but we do that all the time, so we figured, why not? Let's take this dynamic onto a podcast and see where it goes.
Yeah. And I think that was all magnified, obviously, with you and I spending a ridiculous amount of time with each other, staring at each other from across the kitchen island or sitting next to each other on the couch, and literally the sun going from midday to nighttime and us being like, how the fuck have we been sitting here for this long? And talking about just random shit. We don't even know how we're on the topic we're on right at the moment.
Or like when we take road trips in the car and it's a 5-hour drive to San Diego, and for some reason one of us brings something up, so we stop the music, and then it's like, holy shit, we just talked about everything for 4.5 hours. How did we do that? So
yeah, well, I think that one is different because I think that one you're trying to just fill the air in the car to make sure that we're not listening too much to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I mean, I love you a lot, but I fucking have to hear that guy talk every goddamn day. In the morning when I wake up, Sean brushes his teeth, he listens to that guy. Before bed, he listens to that guy. King and the Sting, I don't know, these other 3 comedians that are a bunch of fucking curmudgeons as far as I'm concerned. It's like nonstop podcast shit, yet when I want to play a female rapper, Sean can't handle it. Not more than like 1 or 2 songs, but I have to listen to his bullshit podcast all goddamn day.
Well, I don't necessarily think that it's not that I can't handle female rappers. I love female rappers. I think that.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
cool.
Which one?
Nicki Minaj.
Gross. God, she's, first of all, I don't even play her, so who are you listening to Nicki Minaj with?
No, I'm kidding. I obviously I know Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes.
Which is such a stupid name.
Shut up. God, it's brilliant. I love it. My girl Megan, Hot Girl Summer.
That was
big old
year.
Freak. Big booty, big old treat. I love that bitch. She's great. She's an excellent rapper.
What does her name even mean?
I don't know.
So why is that
I think she rides that dick like a horsey. That's why she goes by Megan the Stallion. Honestly,
I don't know.
That's a legitimate answer.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
Riding a dick like a horse? What are you talking about?
No. But then why would she be the stallion?
Nah, because she... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do that, but
I don't know. Yeah. Well, anyway, she's a good rapper.
All right. I've heard some of her stuff. She obviously collaborates with all the best. So
I mean, Juicy J. You love Juicy J.
Huge Juicy J fan. Yeah. You know what's funny is another rapper that I absolutely love is Trinidad James, and I haven't heard him put out anything in a while. No. What's funny? I was gonna bring up that yesterday whenever I was on Instagram. I shared this with you. I don't know if you watched it, but I was in there wrapping up my day, and Bert Kreischer goes on Instagram Live with Trinidad James.
Yes, I watched it.
Okay.
I eventually had to leave. It was boring me to tears, but
it was so boring. It was
honestly,
so boring.
Trinidad was pretty mild-mannered. I thought he would be a little more, I don't know. I mean, Didn't he sing Papa Molly, I'm Sweatin'?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he would be a little more, I don't know. I think that's cool, actually. So maybe he's mild-mannered in real life. Maybe he saves that shit for the stage, for his lyrics, for, you know, his rap career. So maybe he's a little more mild-mannered one-on-one because he needs that different level of energy to be a creator and an artist.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Trinidad James talking in interviews, and I have seen that he is mild mannered. So I think that's kind of why I've always liked him, is because of the fact that he sounds so out there, and his music is like so good. I can't even remember, what was it?
Gold All on My Chain.
No. The last album that I really liked, something piece.
10 Piece Mild.
10 Piece Mild. I think that's it. And if it's not, that's not it. It's close, but
that one, the hipster strip club. Yeah, that was good.
That was good, but that was just surprising. That was like, I didn't expect that to be on that album at all. I didn't expect an Atlanta rapper like him doing something like that. That just sounded like so interesting. But then the other one was a song that he actually had with Fabo from D4L.
Yeah, which I know you love him.
A huge a huge Fabo fan. I mean, what's funny is I follow Fabo on Instagram, and he has become this like huge Atlanta FC fan, and Atlanta FC is Atlanta Football Club, right? It's their MLS team, which is relatively new.
And you mean like football, like soccer football, right?
Right. So it's so funny. But
you know what I was singing the other day?
What?
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah. And you got it right, actually. It was 10 Piece Mild.
I know. I have a great memory.
Something that really pissed me off about a band that I absolutely love, which is Rage Against the Machine. And I was really hoping that they would do something really great. It felt like they were coming out of retirement because it was a time they wanted to take a stand against all of these things that we've been protesting about, all these things that they are typically were the most vocal people about in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then they come out and it feels super commercial.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's, I don't know, man. That's just how it's been, I think, with those bands lately. But I thought of all bands, Rage would have been like, no, we're going to continue to stick it to the man. But I don't want to keep talking about Rage. It's just making me more sad. I was like all Rage, listening to all of their old shit nonstop. And then that happened. And now I still listen to it. And I'm like, why am I, every time I listen to this, I get a little sad. So anyway, we missed Rage. I know you are very disappointed. We missed Lady Gaga and her jazz show. Very, very disappointing stuff. I know you're so bummed out. And then, of course, Def Leppard and Motley Crue. Yeah.
It would have been the second time we've seen Motley Crue. First time for me to see Def Leppard. And never would I ever fucking pay to see Poison. For some fucking reason, Poison's on that set list, too.
Yeah, you know what else? It would have been the second time you saw Lady Gaga.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
She's a star, baby. She's great. Highly recommend her Vegas show. Went out last year with my friends. Really loving audience. Just chill, to one another, but totally amped when she came out. She's a performer. She's an artiste. It was amazing. Unfortunately, we were going to go to Vegas to see Roger Waters from Pink Floyd and Labor Day. That was also canceled, which John and I have only been trying to see him for years, and every time we cheap out because his tickets are ridiculously expensive. At least the last couple times he came to Florida when we lived there, and the one time the tickets are cheaper, and I would have paid the expensive price now anyway because we missed him so much, and of course still hasn't rescheduled it. I think this is going to be interesting, like the whole Vegas dynamic. I want to see how everybody opens back up because like we live in Scottsdale. It's a lot of older, affluent people here, and or young, attractive people probably trying to get old people's money. So it's an interesting vibe, I suppose. We've lived here a little over 2 years, and they opened back all of the like restaurants, bars, pool clubs, like a month ago, and now we've had a huge spike in cases. So I'm curious to see how Vegas is, because it seems like they've been definitely slower to open than us. So I'm wondering if they're going to have the same issue where they have a spike in cases, or if people that visit Vegas will actually give a shit and wear their mask, unlike here. It'll be an interesting dynamic to see how the Vegas economy comes back from all of this. And we love Vegas, so.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, among the big things that happen in Vegas, besides like the regular routine of bachelor and bachelorette parties, the other thing is obviously conventions. And I think business travel is probably going to take I would say probably like a 60% permanent hit. I think businesses are going to say, you know what? We saved so much money during those 2 quarters where we didn't spend shit for business travel, to have these white collar guys fly around, fuck other women.
I mean, it's not just white collar guys. I've gone to conferences in Vegas, but okay, yeah, please tell me about your white male privilege. Not yours, but.
Anyway. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see how it comes back. I've seen like a few posts on Instagram just out of curiosity at different resorts, just to see if people are posting stuff, and it's fucking dead still. And it must be so weird.
They're just opening, literally just a few places.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's pretty much.
No, sweet baby, it's not.
I don't know about that.
I
I'm pretty
read my
sure.
email all the time. They're constantly saying like, we can't wait to have you back. These are the resorts that we have open. And it's like the Paris, the Bellagio. Like MGM's not opening most of their properties. Unless something has changed in the past week. I'm pretty sure the dynamic is pretty low key there still.
Yeah. I don't know. I keep getting hit up on email to reserve a room, and that they'll give me like $500 credit of food and beverage.
They want you to reserve it out, not necessarily right now. Show me the email, because if you can get that kind of savings, then we should reserve a room. I just can't wait to. Oh God, I was looking forward to going to the spa in Vegas. That's the most like bougie thing about me. I do enjoy a nice massage, but I would have thought you would have taken on those duties a bit more during COVID. But here we are. I still am masseuseless. He's also very angry. He wants to go to the puppy spa.
Yeah, no, I guess you are right. They are still temporary closed. So that means that they really are just trying to get as many people as possible to book out in advance. You know what sucks is if everybody starts to do the larger openings that were a little bit more risky, and then a month later have to all close again.
I don't think that's going to happen, baby.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think that is
I think they're going to have a spike, 100, but I don't think they're going to close back again. They need that money.
Oh, absolutely. But it's so odd that it feels like it's all coming back full circle once again. But I agree. I think that people have already done this pause, and they're tired of it, and they're not gonna continue to reclose the businesses, and they're not gonna spend this much time to be closed and then reopen and then close again. I think that they're just gonna be like, fuck it, we'll take the chance of liability or whatever, or start amping up the waivers to basically say that you staying here removes us from any liability, blah blah blah, that kind of thing.
Pretty sure Airbnb already did that. It has some type of liability clause with COVID. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as Big Daddy Trump is still pushing that his economy is the best, and we don't need to do more testing per his earlier statements at the rally, or he asked to slow down testing. I don't think anybody's going to be like, whoa, we should close again. No, they're going to be full speed ahead.
Yeah. You're referencing the Trump rally that was today in our home state of Oklahoma, which was just one. It was just not a surprise that he would pick a place like that. And it kind of does make sense. The city that he did get, the city that he chose is essentially almost like a gateway to the four corners of incest. It's just basically,
Sean,
yeah,
oh God.
I'm joking, but it is really like it's Oklahoma, Arkansas,
You have
Missouri,
a lot of rural areas.
Kansas. And I say this with like jokingly, but like my family still fucking lives there. My brother and sister still live there. I never fucking stray away from saying that I grew up there. You know,
Yeah.
but I say it like a hurdle. I say it like a life
Right,
hurdle.
exactly.
I'm not like I'm from Oklahoma and I'm proud. I'm like I'm from Oklahoma
And I
fucking
survived.
I got out. I say it the way that people say whenever they get out of like real bad situations. So that's basically how I say I'm from Oklahoma.
I mean, I definitely consider it, you know, I have generations of my family that are from there. 2 uncles live right down the road from Tiger King Zoo. You'll
have to be more specific when you're talking about Tiger King and 2 uncles. 2 uncles.
Oh my God. I don't mean his 2 husbands. Jesus. Oh God.
You can only be so fortunate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's
right. I mean, that guy did get his teeth fixed, poor thing. So things are looking up for him.
What guy?
I don't know, the guy with the bad teeth, man.
You're talking about from the documentary.
Yeah, his husband. Like,
yeah. So from
well,
Tiger King,
he's the only alive one. The other one died. He killed himself.
So from Tiger King, the first husband.
Yeah.
Of Joe Exotic.
The living one. Yeah, I'm not gonna go back to Tiger King days. That was early COVID.
He's not the only
been there,
one.
done that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. The last one. Jesus. Why are you checking me on my Tiger King? Anyway, my point being, and one more thing on Tiger King. If anybody says that's not my Oklahoma, they're lying. They're lying. They're full of shit. If you grew up there and you didn't run across those people at Walmart, when you're going out for, you know, good old biscuits and gravy for breakfast, perhaps a stack of sweet potato pancakes, you're definitely running into those people. That is Oklahoma. That's, you know, that's Oklahoma. I don't know what else to say other than that. But back to the whole surviving Oklahoma thing, like, no ill will, y'all, but I am super stoked that I was able to, you know, leave the state, move out, and travel the world and open my mind to new experiences and not just leaning on, you know, what my family's past experience in life has been and, like, using that as a crutch to continue my life as a young adult. Like, I wanted to not be there. I wanted to go experience life in a more diverse place, which is not Scottsdale. Florida, though. Florida was. Love Florida. We lived there 8 years. Absolutely love it. But yeah, so I get it. It's like a hurdle, but you're not even from... I was technically born in Kansas, although my whole family, most of them on my mom's side, is from Oklahoma. Originally and born there. Used to spend my summers there swimming in the creek and whatnot. But you're not actually from Oklahoma. You're from Peru.
Right, yeah.
The office thing, I mean, really, I only go in for the occasional Bagel Wednesday. Since you hate bagels, it's a nice treat every once in a while. But my team's global, so, you know, nobody from my team's in the office, and most of the time I'm like, why the fuck am I here? So I just leave early and go home since I have like 6 a.m. meetings anyway. I don't get into the office till like 10:30. Then I stay a couple hours. I'm like, I have a late night call, so I'm just going to go home.
Yeah.
So it's pointless. They did it. I know my original boss wanted a like face to the team to be in the office, see and be seen kind of thing. But like now it's like, what's the point? So I'm going to push to work from home because I function better. It's better for my personal mental health. It's very stressful when you're getting up for 6 a.m. meetings back to back and then you barely have a break, you know, for 15 minutes to get ready and then drive into the office. It's ridiculous. That's not healthy.
Yeah, I for sure feel way better going in, doing my normal routine, and then standing in front of my computer and not wearing anything but boxers, if that, and
Yeah, if
starting my
that.
day off. You know what? I start my day off like at 7:30 or 8, which is much earlier than I used to. I used to start it at 9 or 9:30 just because you go through the routine of putting on all the casual business attire
Clothes.
and shaving and doing your hair and then going in and setting up in front of your computer and then getting everybody together and talking to people, that shit. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, I wear clothes when I work because that's my ultimate fear, is to actually go on camera and, you know, everybody sees me in my robe or without pants. So this has been really refreshing doing the podcast because I'm not wearing pants. And I, unlike you, I don't have that leisure during the week because I wish to keep my job since I do have to go on video every once in a while. So,
yeah,
but this, excellent.
yeah. I'm in an industry full of people much older than me who fucking hate. They hate the typical Zoom stuff, the Teams meetings. They hate that shit. So we barely get on conference calls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been really good on that sense, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this shit picks back up.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, my work's closed till October, all of the offices. So we'll see if that extends. You know, if the way that the cases are looking with this second peak, who knows? They could extend it till end of the year. I think Facebook's like end of the year. And then they said indefinitely if you want to work from home.
Yeah.
You know, Twitter indefinitely now. They're going to have few office locations. So we'll see.
Yeah. And then one of the things in the real estate industry is that they're saying that there's going to be this mass exodus out of big cities now. Because now all those people that worked for all those big companies that had to live in the vicinity of those big cities, they don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
They can move to somewhere that's way more economically friendly to themselves. Just if they wanted
cheaper cost of living.
Yeah, cheaper cost of living. If they wanted to live in a warmer or colder environment, or if they miss living close to where they grew up or whatever, it's something that they can do now, and that's cool. I think that's I like that. But anyway,
their salaries will have to be cut. They will no longer be getting that big city salary.
Yeah.
Companies are pretty attuned to that. I was just talking to somebody at my company that left Silicon Valley for Portland, which mad props. I love Portland, but it's a bit chilly for me. But he took a pay cut of 15%, and I was like, that sucks. But also he sold his little condo for over $1 million in Silicon Valley, so he got a pretty nice house and a chunk of change in the pocket.
I'm sure, yeah.
I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so one thing that anyway, I think this will be interesting to see if we keep going with this. I had fun talking through just random topics. Like I said, I'm sure the next times that we're actually on this podcast, we'll have a better format. Right now, it's just about the level of comfort of having all this fucking equipment that we just got done setting up in front of us and then running with it. So,
and our sweet espresso martinis.
Yeah, cheers.
Keeping us awake.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers to our first episode. Gotta love that almond milk Baileys.
Oh, it's fucking delicious. So good.
It is. I mean, we'll see where this goes. Honestly, this was I figured we'd get a little more into current events other than COVID, but I think as usual, we talked about a bunch of stuff in a short period of time.
Yeah, and we probably will get into more current event stuff, but I think right now we're just wanting to just wing it.
Do you want to tell the listeners what our podcast name means?
Yeah, so yeah, our podcast, because we didn't even say it at the beginning of the podcast, and that's fine. We'll say it going forward.
Yeah.
But it's WNF Podcast. And
we're not friends.
Yeah. It stands for We're Not Friends. And it goes from this saying that we've always told people whenever people were saying to each other or to us that they
Or
were going
on
to marry.
No, it's the Facebook anniversary post.
Yeah.
I married my best friend 5 years ago.
We were always like, fuck, what a weird thing to say or think, because you and I do not consider each other friends.
No, not at all.
But yeah, we're relatively happily married.
Are you fucking kidding me? We're very happily married. We have a dynamic that we bicker a lot, but that's always been our dynamic. And honestly, we're both pretty strong-willed, so I don't know if we'd ever make it as friends in this world.
Yeah, I don't see that, but...
No, we'd argue all the goddamn time.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Here's the thing about being friends is you can't work that out through sex. It's not like... you can, but that, I think, is a very messy relationship, but...
Yeah.
Just saying.
Probably very unhealthy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to doink my friend every time we argued. But when you're married, that's something that's very much on the table. So.
Well, anyway, guys, thank you guys for listening to this. And hopefully we'll continue to grow this and post more consistently and actually keep this as a regular thing. So thanks everybody who's listening. Appreciate it. Love you guys.
Oh, I don't know you, so I'm not going to say I love you, but we do appreciate the listen, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.